Hello everyone. Today in this video let us continue the solutions of exercise 3.1 from chapter 3 pairs of linear equations in two variables from grade 10 NCERT book. In this the exercise 3.1 the second question is on comparing the ratios a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2. Find out whether the lines representing the following pairs of linear equations intersect at a point or parallel or coincident. Okay, in that the first question is 5x minus 4y plus 8 equal to 0, 7x plus 6y minus 9 equal to 0. So to find out the lines equations intersect at a point or they are parallel or coincident, first of all you should know how these a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2 are helpful in identifying that they are parallel or coincident. For that, take the linear equations in general. a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. Take the coefficients of x and y that are a1 and a2 and b1 and b2 and find out a1 by a2 and b1 by b2. If a1 by a2 and b1 by b2 are not equal, we can say that the lines are intersecting and they have one point in common, that is one solution, and they are said to be consistent. Okay. For example, if a1 by a2 and b1 by b2 are equal but not equal to c1 by c2, then the lines are parallel to each other and they don't have any point in common, so they don't have any solution. So, and they should be called as inconsistent. Okay. If a1 by a2 and b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2 also, then the lines are coinciding with each other. So they have infinite solutions because every point on one line are also present on the second line. So they have all the points in common, so they have infinite solutions. Such lines are also called as consistent. Now let us come to the question number 1 in this second. So the question is 5x minus 4y plus 8 equal to 0, 7x plus 6y minus 9 equal to 0. Let us write that equation once again and find out a1 by a2 and b1 by b2. Okay, so these are the two equations we have. Let us find a1 by a2, that are coefficients of x, ratio of coefficients of x, which is 5 by 7. And similarly let us find b1 by b2 also, which is minus 4 by 6, and which you can simplify it as write as minus 2 by 3. And now you clearly observe that a1 by a2 and b1 by b2 are not equal because it is 5 by 7 and the other one is minus 2 by 3. So no need to find c1 by c2. So if a1 by a2 and b1 by b2 are not equal, and we can say that the lines are consistent, equations are intersecting and they have one point in common. That means one solution will be there. Okay. So this is about first question. Coming to second question. The question is 9x plus 3y plus 12 equal to 0, 18x plus 6y plus 24 equal to 0. Here also let us find a1 by a2, which is the coefficients, ratio of coefficients of x, which is 9 by 18, which you can do b1 by b2 is equal to 3 by 6, which c1 by c2 is also we find 12 by 24. Now let us write the simplest form of all these again. So 9 ones and 9 twos, which we can write as 1 by 2, a1 by a2 is equal to 1 by 2. b1 by b2 also put it in simplest form, which is 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. So 1 by 2 again. c1 by c2 also put it in simplest form, which you can write it as 12 ones and 12 twos, which is equal to 1 by 2 again. So clearly we can observe that all a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2 are all equal and they are all equal to 1 by 2. Right. So now what happens if a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2 are equal? If they are all equal, the lines are parallel, so sorry, coincident to each other. The two pairs of equations are coincident lines. They will coincide with each other because they coincide, they will have infinite number of solutions. Okay, and they are said to be inconsistent. Now coming to the question number 3 in this. 6x minus 3y plus 10 equal to 0, 2x minus y plus 9 equal to 0. In this also let us find a1 by a2, which is equal to 6 by 2, and let us find b1 by b2, which is equal to minus 3 by minus 1, and c1 by c2 we find 10 by 9. Right. So let us do the simplest form again, 2 ones, 2 threes, and b1 by b2 also we do simplest form. By cancelling out 2 minus signs we will get again 3 by 1. c1 by c2 is 10 by 9, which is not in a simplest form, already in simplest form. Now a1 by a2, b1 by b2 are equal, which are equal to 3 by 1, but they are not equal to c1 by c2. So what happens in this type of case? The two pairs of given equations are parallel to each other, so they don't intersect at all, so they don't have any pair of any point in common, so they don't have any solutions. Okay, now coming to question number 3.